back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, yesterday we woke up with the news that from the DCI and from the police that the suspected serial killer who have been killed 42 people and dumped them in a Kware dumping site was found. But there are a lot of questions. In as much as the DCI are trying to explain to us that they are getting closer and closer to finding the answer or the cause of the death of the 42 people, a lot of questions are emerging. And the Kenyans are asking a lot of questions. And in this video, I want to focus on some of the 11 questions that some of you have been sending. There are some of the questions that some of you have been asking me, and I also feel like these questions I can't also answer them. So I want to put them publicly because they are tough questions that even the DCI themselves are confused. They are, in as much as they're trying to answer us, but the more they answer us, the more we get more questions to ask, because what they tell us cannot convince us, is not convincing enough to say that to come into conclusion that this one is the serial killer. Question number one that I want to ask, that question number one that is really disturbing people's minds is this. They are saying that this man by the name of Collins had got a wife. And back then in 2022, when he started killing, he started by killing his own wife by the name of Imelda. So if at all this guy killed Imelda, the wife, as the DCI says, then where is the family of Imelda? If the family of Imelda exist, did they report? Because we know very well that when a man and a woman leaves, when a husband and a wife leaves, then one of them disappears. Either a man disappears or a woman disappears. The person that has remained must be questioned and must write statement concerning the disappearance of a wife or of the other party, of a partner. So if at all this family exists, did they report the disappearance of Colin's partner? If at all they reported, then where is the writing? Where did they report it to? And who was the police in charge? Who took the report? After taking the report, did they take action? That is question number one. Question number two. They are saying that Collins killed all these 42 people. If at all he was entering with these 42 women and killing them one by one in the forest. If he's not living in the forest, then he must have got neighbors. And these neighbors, when Collins was entering with these ladies every now and then, did they not even be suspicious that these ladies are entering in this house and are not coming out? That is question number two. Question number three. Collins is being suspected of killing these people and dumping them in Kware. How was he managing to do these things by himself? Did he have another accomplice? And if he had another person, why is it that he's the only person that has, up to now, has been arrested? Another question. But all it is true the way they are saying that Collins is the one that have been killing, that Collins started killing people in 2022 and dumping them at the Kware. How comes a dumping site that is being used by very many people, by the public, can have bodies from 2022, and this guy used to dump these bodies and how comes no one saw him? The next question. We know very well that when a body is thrown or when a body dies in water, it starts smelling. So how comes these bodies were dumped in this site, in this dumping site, since 2022, and there was not even a single smell that was being felt by the neighbors? How comes for the past 2 years, the dumped bodies did not decompose? They had been thrown there since 2022. And how comes they did not decompose? And why is it that for the past 2 years, The bodies did not float and nobody saw them. You know, all these questions are supposed to be answered by the NIS. But again, the DCI are not supposed to lie to us, because what they are telling us is totally different. Because I want us to take a look at this picture. There is no way you can tell us that all these ladies had got the same color of underwear. You cannot tell us that these ladies had got the same type of phones. You cannot tell us that these ladies were killed by the same machete, and even if they were killed by the same machete, this machete has rusted. So it means that it has got no trace of blood. If at all, the way they are saying, the report says that the bodies that were found had been cut by the saw. So if the bodies were cut by the saw, what is the machete doing at the crime scene? And what was the machete doing as the evidence that this guy is the one that had been killing them? All these Airtel lines, what were they doing in the house of Collins, if at all he was a killer? Those are the questions. And another question is, how comes the rope that has been used to tie all these bodies is different from the rope that the DCI are bringing to us publicly, so that we can see that it's the same rope that he was using to tie them? Why is it that the rope that is different? All these questions the DCI is supposed to answer, because the more they try to explain themselves, the more they land themselves into trouble. Because up to now, there is nothing that the DCI will tell us that will convince us otherwise, that this is the guy that has been killing all these people. My thought is, what I'm thinking is that this guy was just found somewhere, and I heard them saying that I heard the policemen saying that a motorist who he called to go and help him carry the body to the dumping site. The moment the motorist arrived, he was asked what type of luggage, and he said that it is a body. Who the hell tells someone who, if I thought this guy was very smart, then he could have not even told these motorists that I have a luggage and this luggage is a body of someone. Because according to the police, this policeman is saying that the motorist came and reported, saying that there is someone who wanted me to go and help him carry a luggage. And when I asked him, he told me that it is a body of a human being that I've tied and that I've wrapped and put inside a sack. So who the hell does that? The policemen around those areas has been asked about the lost bodies, or the bodies that, if at all there were bodies that got lost 2 years ago. And the answer that they are saying is that up to now, there is no single report that in fact, there was no family that has ever gone to report that one of the family member is missing. These are the number of police stations that surrounds Kware area. If you go to Kayole Junction, Kayole has got 4 police stations. Makadara has got 5 police stations. So all these police stations, we take 4 police stations plus 5 police stations, that is 9, plus 8 police stations, that is 17 police stations. So out of 17 police stations that surrounds that area, there is no single police station that can give an explanation or can tell the public that 1, 2, 3, or 4 bodies were lost, and a family member went to report about the lost body of their family member. So the question is, what were the NIS? In fact, the NIS is another group that is supposed to be reported. Because what were they doing? If at all these bodies were lost, what were they doing that for 2 years they did not know that bodies were lost, and the family members were looking for the bodies? We also need to know that this man by the name Collins, what is his exact identity? Because you cannot tell us that this man was found with the title deed. Who in Nairobi has got title deeds? This young man, what is he doing with the title deeds? All the title deeds, what is he doing with them? So these are the kind of questions that the DCI is supposed to answer. In as much as, so what they need to stop doing right now is to stop explaining a lot of things. Because the more they explain a lot of things, the more they get themselves in trouble. And yesterday they were saying that that it is only 9 bodies that have been found up to now. And yet we know very well that bodies are continuing to go to higher number. Right now there are almost 20 bodies. But what they're telling us is that the bodies are less than 10. The question is, who is right? And I told you that we cannot know, we have never known. We cannot know now, and we will not know the truth. If at all the government was involved in this, then they will try as much as they can to hide the truth from us. Because right now, people are concentrating too much. Our attentions have been diverted to what Collins is saying, claiming to be the serial killer. Yet we know very well that Collins cannot kill all these 42 people by himself. We want to know the answer. We want to know the bodies that were killed in Githurai. Where were they taken? And the policemen that were involved in the killing, which action has been taken up to now? I also like to listen to your answers at the comment section. And until we meet again in the next video, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.